All right, so you're ready to dive into this whole live challenge marketing thing?
I'm intrigued, I have to admit.
We've got these two articles, right? And they're both saying that product devs, like anyone listening who builds stuff, can use these live challenges to totally transform their sales game.
Ambitious.
Totally. And I know you're probably thinking, sales, isn't that like the marketing team's job?
Right, exactly.
But this first article, it's by this guy, Dejan Majkic, and he's saying, even if you're, up to your eyeballs in code all day, you are selling something.
It's funny when you think about it that way,
It's true.
because we often separate those things in our minds, the tech side, the sales side.
Yeah.
But they're really not that different, are they?
No, not at all.
There's always an element of persuasion, of convincing someone that your idea, your solution, is the right one.
100%.
And let's be honest, that could be a tough sell sometimes, even for the most experienced devs.
Especially for us techies.
Right. We might be brilliant at building the thing,
Yeah.
but explaining it in a way that gets people excited, that's a whole other skill set.
Totally. And that's what Majkic is saying, that so many product devs, even the ones with amazing ideas, they kind of fall short in that department, the whole persuasion thing.
The art of the sell.
Yeah, and so they end up with these incredible products, these groundbreaking innovations, but nobody even knows about them.
Because they haven't cracked the code on how to communicate that value to the people who need to hear it.
Exactly. It's heartbreaking, right? You pour your heart and soul into building something amazing, but it just sits there gathering dust because you haven't figured out how to get it in front of the right people.
And not just get in front of them, but get them excited about it.
Yes.
Make them see what you see in it.
Yeah. And that's where this whole live challenge marketing thing comes in. Have you ever participated in one of these things?
I have, actually, yeah.
Ah.
A few. Some more successful than others, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, tell me more about that, because the idea here, right, is instead of just building your awesome thing and hoping people will magically find it.
Crossing your fingers and praying to the algorithm gods.
Exactly. You're actively building excitement before you even launch.
It's about generating that buzz, that anticipation,
Right. So it's you're not just launching a product, you're launching an experience.
And you're inviting people to be a part of that experience from the very beginning.
Okay, so instead of just me telling you about this amazing new fitness app I'm developing.
Which, let's be honest, sounds kind of boring.
Huh, okay, fair enough. But instead of that, I'm saying, hey, join me for this free 5-day challenge.
And suddenly it's not just an app, it's an event.
Right, it's interactive, it's engaging, maybe there are prizes, maybe there's a community aspect.
You're creating a shared experience, building momentum.
So by the time the actual product launches, people are like, I'm in. I've been waiting for this.
Exactly. They're invested, both emotionally and often financially,
Yep.
because you've shown them the value up front.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, so that's the gist of live challenge marketing. But this second article we have, it gets into the nitty-gritty. It's actually a description of Majkic's online course called Live Challenge Magic.
Catchy, right?
Ah, he's got the marketing lingo down, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And he goes all out promises of skyrocketing sales, transforming your business, unlocking your inner marketing genius. The works.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But to be fair, he seems to be offering a ton of value, too. There are video lectures, homework assignments like downloadable templates, bonus ebooks. The guy's not messing around.
He's serious about his content, though one does wonder, if his live challenges are so successful, why is he creating courses instead of, doing more challenges?
Touché. Good point. But hey, maybe teaching is his superpower. Or maybe he's just, really good at building hype.
Maybe he's running a live challenge on how to run successful live challenges.
Oh, meta. You might be onto something there. Now my brain's hurting.
Huh. But okay, so, full-on sales pitch aside, he seems to know what he's talking about.
He's definitely targeting a very specific audience, though, which I have to say, I appreciate. He actually comes right out and says who the course isn't tea for.
Yeah, that was kind of refreshing, actually. It's like he's weeding out the tire kickers from the get-go.
Exactly. He's basically saying, look, if you're not serious about putting in the work, if you're not ready to level up your business, this isn't the right fit for you.
No time for casuals.
Which makes sense if you think about it. He's looking for people who are ready to dive in head first, implement his strategies, and see real results.
People who are ready for some magic or, at least some strategic marketing. But that begs the question, does it actually work? Is this live challenge magic the real deal or just another shiny object for us to chase after?
The million-dollar question, isn't it?
Right. Like, it's easy to get caught up in all the hype, especially when you see those testimonials, people saying, oh, I tripled my sales after taking this course. And you're like, sign me up.
It's tempting, for sure.
Yeah.
We all love a good success story.
Totally. But we've also, like, all been burned by those shiny object syndrome moments where we're like, this is it. This is the thing that's going to change everything.
And then it's back to the drawing board.
Exactly. So, okay, how do we cut through the noise with this live challenge magic thing? How do we know if this is legit or just, another marketing gimmick?
Well, one thing that stands out to me, going back to the course description, is how much Majkic emphasizes storytelling.
Because stories sell, right? I feel like that's marketing 101.
It is, but it's easy to overlook, especially when we're so focused on the technical aspects of what we're building.
Right, right.
But think about it this way. Facts and figures, they're important, sure, but they don't really stick with us, do they?
No, not really.
But a good story, a story that connects with us on an emotional level, that's what we remember.
So, like, instead of me just bombarding people with all the amazing features of my new productivity app.
Which, let's be honest, nobody wants to hear.
Huh. True, true. But instead of that, I should be telling a story about why I built it in the first place.
Exactly. What problem were you trying to solve? What inspired you to create this thing?
Okay, so, like, maybe I tell a story about how I was struggling to manage my own time, right? I was overwhelmed with projects, missing deadlines, letting people down.
And then you discovered this new way of approaching your work, a new system, a new philosophy.
That eventually became the app.
Exactly. So now people aren't just hearing about an app, they're hearing your story. They're connecting with your struggles, your triumphs.
They're invested.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes so much sense. Stories make it personal, relatable.
And memorable.
Right, which is what you want, especially in a live challenge where you're trying to build that sense of community, that shared experience.
Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust.
And stories build that trust. Okay, so storytelling. Check. What else does Majkic focus on in this course? What other magic is he packing?
Well, he talks a lot about this concept of a high-ticket offer.
High ticket. That sounds scary.
It can be, depending on your perspective.
So we're not talking about, like, my Durler 99 app here.
Probably not. We're talking about products or services that require a more significant investment from the customer.
Like a $1,000 online course.
Exactly. Coaching programs, high-end software subscriptions, things like that.
Okay, and his argument is that these live challenges, they're like the perfect way to sell this high-ticket stuff.
He believes so, yes.
Yeah.
He talks about how the challenge itself can act as a sort of sales funnel, guiding people towards that final purchase decision.
Okay, hold on. Sales funnel. Can we unpack that? I feel like that's one of those marketing terms that just sounds intimidating.
It's really not that complicated once you break it down. Imagine a funnel, right? Like the kind you use in the kitchen.
Okay, got it.
Wide at the top, narrow at the bottom.
So at the top of the sales funnel is everyone who's even remotely interested in what you're offering.
Right. They might have seen an ad, heard about it from a friend, stumbled upon your website.
They're curious, but maybe not fully committed.
Exactly. And as they move through the funnel, some people will naturally drop off.
They realize it's not for them, or maybe they just get distracted by something else shiny.
It happens. But the people who stay, they're the ones who are really resonating with your message, who are seeing the value in what you're offering.
They make it to the bottom of the funnel, and that's where the magic happens.
Well, not magic, but strategy.
Right, right. But by that point, they're primed and ready to buy that high-ticket offer.
Because you've spent the past week, 2 weeks, however long the challenge is, building that relationship, that trust.
Demonstrating your expertise, showing them how you can help them achieve their goals.
And they're more likely to open their wallets because they've already experienced your value firsthand through the challenge.
It all makes sense now. But I gotta say, this whole high-ticket sales funnel thing, it sounds a bit intense for someone who's just, like, starting out.
You're right, it can be.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Majkic, he does acknowledge that this course is not for everyone. He seems to be really targeting people who are comfortable with the idea of selling, who are looking to scale their business significantly.
So not necessarily your average developer who's just excited about building cool stuff.
Not necessarily, no. If you're just starting out, if you're more focused on honing your craft, building great products, this might be a bit overwhelming.
It's like trying to run a marathon before you can even walk.
Precisely. It's all about knowing where you are in your journey.
It's like you don't have to become some, like, sales guru overnight.
Right.
But, like, even just thinking about how you're presenting your work, like telling the story behind it.
That's what makes all the difference.
It's huge.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, every product, every line of code,
It's all about solving problems for people,
yeah,
right?
it's exactly making their lives easier, more enjoyable, more efficient.
And if you can't communicate that value to someone, like, what's the point?
You might as well be speaking a different language.
It's like, imagine you open this amazing restaurant, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
The food is incredible, like best you've ever tasted.
The best.
But like the menu is this confusing mess. There's no atmosphere. The lighting is weird.
Nobody's coming back for seconds.
Exactly. You need the whole package.
Substance and style.
Boom. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, what's one thing our listeners can do today, like right now, even if they're not ready to launch a full-blown live challenge?
Okay, so here's a simple but powerful exercise.
Get me.
Next time you're about to share your work with someone, like a new feature or a product roadmap, even just an idea,
Yeah.
pause for a second. Before you dive into the technical stuff, ask yourself, what's the story here?
Ooh, I like that.
Because every product has a story.
Right.
Why did you create this? What problem are you solving? What's the bigger vision?
It's about connecting with people on a deeper level.
Exactly.
So, yeah, until next time, everyone, keep building awesome stuff, keep telling your stories, and remember, even if it's technical, it doesn't have to be boring.